see. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. According to this, you can hear me. But I don't know for sure. If it turns out that you guys can't hear me, please do let me know. So we are doing kind of like a test, kind of see what's going on. I don't really have any sort of way to tell what's going on because I don't really have much in the way of a so hopefully you guys can hear me. If not, I don't know, maybe I'm just gonna be like randomly streaming to nobody or not even streaming at all. I don't know. We're gonna try this though. So right now I am at the AACB conference. Oh, you know what? We're a little bit early. I lost a thing, or not I lost a thing, but I forgot. I was gonna read you guys a thing. Alright, you can see inside of my vehicle. Alright. For a moment. We're a little bit on the early side. I'm not entirely sure how well I'm going to be able to see you guys. So hopefully you're there. So yeah. I only have one camera to monitor things with, so we're going to try this. So I'm going to set you right there. I have a monopod. So this is going to be a point of view stream. Hey, look, it says there are a few people who are watching. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully. If you can, give me a holler. I'll see if I can't see it in chat. So today we are here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee at the Cannonsboro Village for the Appalachian Area Chapter of Blacksmith Conference. This is a yearly conference, and this is our first time here. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is an old classic car. I am standing. The venue is actually a lovely historical town. So right now I am standing at the gas station, and there's a lovely car in there, and you can kind of see inside here. Maybe if I come inside, then maybe I'll be able to see chats as they pop up. I don't know. So yeah. We are outside of my shop today. At large. In a lovely location. So today I am by myself, and so the butler isn't here to help me, so I am doing things on my own, and I'm having a little bit of issues, but you know what, overall I think we're doing all right. So we're gonna come around, and we're moving. There's a lot of people here. This is not our normal setup right now. I've got the phone set up. Well, I guess the phone is our normal setup, but we have a phone, but we also have a GoPro. So instead of our normal, 2 phones and a big camera, we've kind of got the teeniest camera and my phone. And we have, I'm standing with a monopod. So honestly, if you ask me, I kind of look like I am Gandalf with a texting. So I'm not necessarily going to be able to catch every single one of you guys' chats. Hopefully, you guys can still hear me and see me. According to my readout, you guys should be able to hear me. It might be a little bit on the loud side even. So across the way there, we have a leather booth, and that is our first stop for the day. Go ahead. So we'll go and talk to them in a few. But I think I'm gonna leave, or I think I'm gonna stay a couple more minutes, trying to see if anybody is. I'm not entirely sure if I've got like anybody chatting. Like I said, I can't really. I don't know. I don't have a second device. I've only got my own phone. So hopefully you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, give me a shout out, and if not, you know, let's see, can I do that? Streamline, scene, multi-scene, streaming settings, themes, we'll do that, but I'm still streaming, so, you know, you guys kind of saw that, I'm sure. Maybe. What was that? That was a noise from my GoPro. Hopefully that one's working. Okay, so that one seems to be working. And yeah. So I don't know how well this is working. I'm doing my best. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna like default there. And hopefully you guys can see me. Or I guess not me, because this is my point of view. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm probably going to be like that all day. And if you guys can't hear me and aren't, you know, gonna, if I can't see you guys chatting to me, which I don't even know if I can do that, or I don't, normally it'll pop up, but I don't know. We shall see. So hopefully you guys can hear me. If not, this will be the weirdest stream ever, right? Reminiscent of the ones that I used to do way back in the day. All right, so this is our first stop. It is Kentucky Leather and Hides. So hopefully you guys can see that sign there in the center. They've got lots and lots of furs and all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, they've got wrapped leather and everything. That's so cool.
Okay, not too far from myself. Well, when I was growing up, I wasn't, but now I live in Georgia. Oh yeah, you're a ways. You're a ways now.
Right. Hi.
Hey.
Gorgeous leathers. Leather bags. Deer skins. This is so cool.
It's easier to take care of your customers. Thank you so much.
That's what I called for Mom, and you might be making me something else. Oh.
These sheep furs. Sheep hides. So cool.
That looks like great. made this for you?
No, he made it. That's the first one he ever made. Oh, you could?
Beeswax. Candles.
It
Shove it
almost,
right in
yeah.
your
it
mouth.
almost got stuck.
Hopefully you guys can hear me.
Right in his mouth there. He's gonna try making a butterfly one. I said if you keep it right around the same one, I might buy it. So if I can get that for Mom's walking stick, put these on there. Oh.
Hello. My name is Ray, and I'm live on Twitch. And so I was wondering if maybe you might want to talk to us about some of your leather pieces.
Sure. So what kind of you looking for?
So if you could hold that or clip it to yourself.
Yeah.
Like
right here?
Yeah. So, do you make all of these leathers yourself?
Yeah. So I'm the one who's usually sewing. We got a couple other people in the back, but we're all making the wallets, knife sheaths, little cast iron skillet covers, tomahawk covers. We do a lot of 18th, 19th century reenactments and like French and Indian War style events. So
That's really cool.
it's a little out of our realm, but it's really cool to be here. But
yeah, I mean the location is absolutely gorgeous.
it is a beautiful location in good weather.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a little on the warm side, but you know.
It is, but it's not too bad.
So, do you have an online presence for your store?
Yeah, we do. We have. That should have all of our information on there.
Cool. So, as far as your wares goes, all of them are hand dyed. Can you tell me a little bit about your stuff?
So they're not all hand dyed. It's going to be mainly like what we have in the leather over here. So like mainly I use a lot of the oil tan. So it could be any of these, but I'll take some of the hides that are more like this and cut them up and make them into different bags and wallets, knife sheaths, and just whatever we need at the time. But I'm the one who's usually stitching most of it, and then there's a lot of the times we'll get people to come in for like custom pieces. So like we had was it 3 or 4 guys come in, and they had done the class for making their little hacksaw. So I was just doing some covers for them because they wanted it a little bit better and said it didn't pinch their skin too much, but they turned out pretty good.
Yeah, that is really cool. Got a train going past.
Yeah, pesky trains.
They come through at night too. It's pretty loud.
Yeah, I heard a couple times overnight myself.
But we do that, and then like the deer skins, we go to local butcher and processing shops, and we'll collect like 9,000 to 10,000. I know this year we did, I think it was 10.
Yeah, it was 10,000 this year.
And we'll take them home, salt them, get them processed and ready to be dyed.
Awesome.
So that's usually what our year or from October to the end of December is usually consisting of, is just us sitting in the back salting and moving hides. But and then we switch over and we start doing the shows on the road.
This is back here.
Oh.
No, is that where you say?
There you are. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a good afternoon. You too.
But we do that, and then like the furs, we get those from local trappers and some fur guys, because a lot of the times like the fur market, it's kind of gone down a little bit because people don't really want to pay too much for the rawhide. So we'll work with our local guys to make sure they get a nice wage for them, and you're not getting screwed over, because a lot of the times like the raccoons and stuff, they'll go for like $1 or $2 a piece, and that's not worth it to do any of that. But yeah.
So, you said that you spend all like spring salting them?
All winter.
All winter salting them.
So from like the start of October usually to the end of December.
Awesome.
And then January we do a show down in Florida, the Alafai River Rendezvous. So we'll go down there and start. That's usually the start of our year, and then it's just show after show after show.
So what methods do you use? Do you use the classic ones like from back in the 1800s, or you have some more modern techniques that we use?
For salting the hides and
Yeah.
stuff, I more modern, but kind of old school ones, because the way we do it is
still
it's
do everything by hand.
yeah, everything's by hand. So every one of the hides we touch, you got to kind of
Touch every one.
put the salt all over the hide
And
and
it's not
stack them up, let them dry out for the rest of the month, and then
Cool.
Yeah, it's just not.
It's just-
one time you're touching it. We'll salt it, and then we have to stack them on stacks again
here,
to
actually.
take them to our tanner.
Here, I'll show you. There's a better way to show it. So we'll take the hides and, like, say this is the stack. We'll stack them. You take the salt and we'll scoop it on there. You know, just rub all the way through them. Make sure we get every little piece, every nook and cranny.
Mhm.
And the reason you're doing that is if you don't, it'll actually start creating bacteria on there, and you'll get this right here, which is called hair slippage. So if you don't salt it fast enough or get it processed fast enough, you'll have like really big spots in it, and it'll wipe that off. It'll do this. So on the hair on hide, you'll lose the hair, but if you're doing it on like the deer skins like this, so this would be hair slippage. So that's where all that bacteria started to grow, and not only did it take the hair, but it took the top grain of it off too.
Oh wow.
So you'll have this would have been one that probably got wet, or it got it might have sat like by a door or something, and water might have gone in and just kind of got that one spot really bad. But that's usually what it consists of, and we do those in like stacks of like 100 to 200. So we're pretty busy from morning to night.
Sounds like it, yeah. All right. So do you have a website?
Yeah, we have a website. So we do a lot online. We do like Facebook Live sales and different stuff like that throughout the year.
Awesome.
Usually October to Christmas.
Okay. Do you want to shout out your website?
I say it's KentuckyLeatherandHides.com.
Awesome.
Right. Yeah, so it's right there.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. What's up? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
You too as well. So that was really cool. Checking out those hides and things. So in here is the main area. Seems to be working. So this is the door area. They check your tags here.
Yeah, I do a fair amount on it. I love it.
And this is the area.
Oh no!
So we've got the Havana booth over there. And then over here they have some classes. These are really cool. They've got this old style blacksmithing. It's really, really cool. So let's come in here. We'll adjust the monopod a little bit. So they're having some knife making classes in here today. This looks like it might be a little bit more on the open forging. And the instructor has a whole nice setup here with all of their knives. They did a, over here, they did a hacksaw class. So that is the original hacksaw from the classes. So yeah. We've got beautiful shop here. A beautiful shop. So on this side is the hand forging area. And then on the other side, they have, you can go ahead, some power tools. So we'll check that out here in a second. So this is the McDonald Annex, it seems.
Those tongs make it super difficult there. You know what you use for your table? Yeah. Round stuff?
Something like that.
Same thing.
So in here they have several power hammers and things, and there's more guys in the classes. It's pretty cool. It's going to be a little bit on the sparse side for people to talk to, I think. We'll show you a few of the demonstrators. There's a demonstration going on over here. This is one of the members of the AACB, which is the Appalachian Area Chapter of Blacksmiths. I guess there's no one actually working over there, but there are some here. This is the Wacky Institute. So we've got the Brazil brothers and Josh Perkins, who we've talked to before. And they are hammering away, making tools, and looks like also cooking maybe. It's like we're in a little area of quiet. We're just getting back from lunch. We just finished up a lunch break and got back at about 1 o'clock. So yeah, it's been pretty good here. I have been hanging out, talking to people, trying to set some stuff up. So here's another one of those buildings. This is the Mutual Telephone Company. So we can go inside this building. Kind of a bump, so I'm gonna. So inside of here, it looks like a telephone operator's home. Battery cabinet that would run the switchboard. And I mean, people were calling people 24 hours a day. So I mean, sleep, would be real good. So that is the switchboard right there. People would use those back before telephone lines were the way they were. Back when they were manual. So this is one of the houses. See if I can, there's a mirror right there. Let's see if I can show you my Gandalf stick. I don't know if you can see me or not, but I've got this lovely Gandalf stick. And inside here, it's a little on the dark side, but this looks like a kitchen. It's a little dark, but that's really cool. So like I said, we are in a historical home. This is the 50th anniversary of this place. It's really cool. this is the Highland Rim Blacksmithing Association. This is one of the mini chapters. Hey, I'm Ray. I am live streaming currently, so I'm looking for people to talk to, so that to share a little bit about like the association and the event. Is that something that you're interested in? All right. If I can have you flip that on you or hold it up to you, whichever. Clipping it on works pretty well. So this is the Highland Rim Blacksmithing Association booth.
Correct. So this year we're in charge of the green coal classes. We have our training trailer set up behind us. It can support up to four blacksmiths easily. Highland Rim is out of Houston County, Tennessee, which is over west of Clarksville, I guess.
Okay.
It's fairly new to the AACB in the past 5 to 10 years. I don't know the exact date. It's ran out of a shop in Erin, Tennessee, and people are welcome to, if they're in that area, they're more than welcome to show up or contact us. We got contact information everywhere, and show up and have fun blacksmithing or learning or everything.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you guys want to know.
So do you guys have meetings throughout the year?
Yes.
Like monthly meetings?
Monthly meetings are, they call them second Sunday, every second Sunday of the month, and except for usually Mother's Day gets canceled. And I mean, they as a group collectively decide if they want to cancel it or not, but second Sunday is the day of the week that they meet. So.
So can I ask your name?
My name is Joseph Latch.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Ray.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So how long have you been a member?
Since inception, my dad's the one that kind of, he's the one that started it all, but I don't live near him anymore, so I've just been a member, silent member, you'll say, but I just support them the best I can from afar. So.
Cool. So are you a blacksmith then, or more of an enthusiast?
I'm a blacksmith. I'm going on 32 years now of blacksmithing. I started when I was 9, so. But
so what sort of blacksmithing do you like to do?
I've started to get more into axes, actually. Traditional, different variations, Saxon, what they consider Vikings, Scandinavian style, anything that really that trips my trigger. It is interesting. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, do you have any green classes going on today, tomorrow?
Green coal classes, I know this evening, and I believe tomorrow morning there's another class. I do not think there's one tomorrow afternoon, but we're supposed to have 5. We only have 1 right now, but maybe they'll show up later. So that's why I'm hanging out, ready for anybody.
So how did you get involved with the AACB convention or conference this year?
This year, my dad asked if I'd be willing to teach green coal, so I said sure. Showed up.
So is this your first year here, or?
No, this is my second at this location. So I came last year. It was my first year.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks for talking with me.
Thank you for interviewing. Here's your mic.
Thank you so much. So we've got lots and lots of tailgaters. We are on the back side of this tailgate sale, so let's come this direction. That's some great stuff. So we are on our way over to some of the demonstrators. Hello. Yeah. So we are live. Would you like to speak with chat or So I have viewers that are watching currently. Would you want to talk to them about your KFC council?
No, that's biggest proud, Mark. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wouldn't be a good representative, but I can speak for this event. And
Okay.
if you have any interest in blacksmithing, you should be here. It's a lot of fun.
Sure.
As far as I'm actually from northern Indiana, but I travel to a lot of these conferences. And 2 weeks ago, I was in Missouri at the Missouri blacksmithing event.
Yeah, we were there too.
You were? I did not see you. But yeah, and I got lucky. I actually got the People's Choice in the gallery, which is always interesting.
Yeah.
So if you go to any of these events, you need to go to the gallery and see what's, it's kind of like an example of what people have made. And you'll see little examples on these different tables of what people have made as well. I believe these guys are all, are you with the Kentucky group? Yeah. And I've joined in a lot of these different blacksmithing groups, but I always try to go to these conferences.
Yeah.
And I travel more than most, so you'll see me here and there and that kind of stuff. But I actually belong to the IBA. That's the home group, which will be the first weekend in June.
Yep. We'll be there too.
Will you really?
Yeah.
We'll get to know each other better.
Yeah.
But to actually talk to if you have questions about them, I can't really tell you a lot. I think they meet at Bowling Green part of the time. Yeah, if you live anywhere close, or you should join whatever state you're in. You should. Most of them have a Facebook group, and just ask a question: is anybody around? Whatever your town is. And these groups are very helpful.
Yeah.
I all the way across, anywhere from Oregon, Utah, of course, Ohio, Pennsylvania. I've been in Alabama, Georgia. I've been to all of them. They're all very similar, very helpful. And you'll find a lot of welcoming people.
So what brought you to this convention or conference?
I have been to this one probably 7-8 times over the years. And I know people here. And then, of course, the people who come to different of these events, like, let's say, like the Tinka Burger over here with Blue Moon Press, see them guys all the time. So there's a group of us that always see each other anyway. So you kind of develop some camaraderie. And then you meet new people, you make new friendships. And it's an awesome hobby because once you have your own forge and tools, you see ideas, and then you go home, and in your spare time, you'll play with it.
Yeah.
And you'll never be bored again.
So how long have you been blacksmithing?
I started getting real serious about actual blacksmithing in about 2014. Before that, I was collecting blacksmithing equipment, but I really didn't know that there was all these different communities of blacksmithing. And so it was a surprise to me when I discovered Abana, and I went to the first conference at Abana that I went to was in Delaware in 2014. And that was about the same time I discovered SOFA in Ohio, at Troy, Ohio. And also IBA, which is the Indiana Blacksmithing Association. And it just grew from there. I think the following year is when I discovered the Missouri Blacksmithing Group, and I've been there almost every year. So yeah, it's been a little addicting.
This is our second year going around to all of these events. So last year we went to Missouri, Indy, and Quad State. This year we've already been to Missouri. We're here. We'll be going to Indiana, Quad State. Abana is in Arkansas,
Yes.
so that's a close enough one. So we're going to that one. And then we're also going to Memphis later on for the Memphis Metals Museum.
Yes, I've been there.
Repair days.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
I hope to be at the Arkansas Abana conference, and of course the IBA one. And I think I counted up like 6 or so different events that I'm going to try to hit this year.
Yeah.
And, so we'll probably see you some more. You might get bored
Probably.
with seeing me. There's a lot of these guys that that they kind of get a kick out of seeing me in white pants and a Hawaiian shirt at a blacksmithing event. So there's a bunch of these people recognize me as the white pants guy. I don't always wear white pants, but but if you see some crazy guy at a blacksmithing event in white pants, it's probably me. So come out and say hi.
Yeah. So can I ask one last question?
Sure, go.
So what do you think about the community at these events and at like the local events?
You're saying the blacksmithing community or
At
the
large. The
Okay.
blacksmithing community at large.
My first impression, my first introduction that really excited me about blacksmithing was more of the reenactment community. And just the smell of coal smoke in the air stimulates excitement in me. The generation before me probably thought of it more as a heating. They had coal stoves and they heated with coal. I do not have that memory. So for me, it's the excitement of creativity and what am I going to see. So when I smell coal smoke, I get excited about that. But what was interesting is which I think Troy, Ohio is probably the best of all of them, the biggest. People, like, they have tailgating where people bring blacksmithing tools, just a little bit like what's sitting around here as well. And they would put out tin cans that had, some of them had lids on them, some of them didn't. And they would have prices on their items, and you could pick out whatever you wanted, put the cash in the can, and walk off, and nobody cared. There was not anybody even watching. So if you're a dishonest person, stay away from these events because there's a lot of good, honest people at these events.
Yeah.
And if there's dishonesty going on, it will definitely dim down the spirit that is alive and well here. So it's been amazing because you see a lot of guys in, bib overalls and bill caps, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you might think, oh, that guy's really looking dirty. He's got coal up over his face and stuff. But they're some of the best people, and don't judge them too harshly. A bunch of these guys got PhDs and whatever, and they're pretty down to earth people.
Yeah.
I know that's a lengthy answer to what do I think of the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've met a lot of them, so
Yeah, I think I know them pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's the strangest mixture of people because you have some of the people that they might have been a banker most of their life, but what's missing in America is people working with their hands.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I actually made this item, or there's just the pride in that, and you can do it at whatever level. A simple hook means as much to a beginner as, let's say, some masterpiece for someone that's been doing it for years.
Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, try it. You may just like it, and it'll add to your life.
Awesome. Thank you so much for talking with me.
Yep.
And your name is Mark Yoder?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm Ray Downing.
All right.
From St. Louis, Missouri.
That's awesome. I have. Are you still live or you off?
Oh, I'm live.
You're still live.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I'm not gonna say any secrets.
Yeah.
Bank account numbers or
Yeah.
anything.
Yep.
But yeah, you got friends. Some of the ladies at BAM were also from St. Louis, so we'll have to talk more.
Yeah. So these are some of the things that Mark was talking about. They're beautiful, beautiful pieces. We've got more tailgating. Lots of stuff. So we're gonna head over to the demonstrators. And we're gonna hang out there. So over here is Terry Sheridan. And he is from
So yeah, we're a metric
Canada.
country. If you go to Home Depot, you still buy a 2x4, you still buy a 4x8 sheet of plywood. Your pipe is 3/4 inch pipe. Your bolts, you know, that you can buy out of a bolt bin are still Imperial. No, it's don't even get me going.
What's an 8/12 pitch in metric?
8/12. So the metric system, I'm glad Butch brought that up because that is a very legitimate question. I told you earlier about when I was doing the ads project and figuring out the angles. You know, I was looking for some uniformity in the taper foot. When you work on machinery that is made in a metric shop or a metric country, tapers, I'll give them credit for it. Tapers are always a ratio of 100. You measure the small diameter, you measure the bigger diameter, measure the length, and enter that into an equation. It will usually work out to a nominal amount of millimeters per 100 millimeters. Okay. There's a couple big dryer shops that I make, and they're I think 5 millimeters per 100 millimeters taper. It is a nominal dimension, but it's a nominal metric dimension. The thing that aggravates me about it, you know, since we're on the topic, is, you know, metric countries are supposed to be, the terminology, you're familiar with this, is SI, right? Systems International. So in length measurements, you have kilometers, okay, and then kilometers are broken down into meters. 1,000 meters is a kilometer. And then the meter is broken down. They don't use centimeters, okay? They go right from a meter to a millimeter. So I will have an engineer or a builder bring me in a drawing for a building, a home, a barn, whatever, that maybe needs some structural steel beams in it or whatever. You know, structural steel beams.
You know,
here, when an engineer specs a beam,
metric. Very difficult to come by here in the United States, but a much more regular measurement in Europe and Canada, you know. So this is the church. This is really cool. So I'm told all of these buildings have been disassembled from other people's property and brought here to create this town. So these are all reassemblies of original buildings. These are relatively young buildings for some of you guys that watch, but they're still well over, you know, they're from the 1800s, so you know that's pretty old for around here in the United States. So we are actually not that far away from from Nashville, Tennessee. So yeah, there's some pretty old style stuff around here too, especially Memphis. That's on the other side of the state. So there is some amazing pieces of equipment here. We've got a 50-pound little giant. That's so cool. If only I had 6K, you know. All these pieces. And we're coming around here, and we are coming to our other presenter. Our second major presenter is Ben Abbott, and he is a 7-time Forged in Fire champion. and he is demoing knife making. So we're coming on over here. See if I can find a good spot.
And I'm like, and there was no other traffic. I'm like, nowhere. Right. This guy, I heard some brakes, and I looked up in my mirror, and I'm like, oh shit, and he's honking, and I'm like, okay, I know which one's green now.
So another thing that I figured out when I was competing on the show is right now what I can do is wrap that handle in paper towel, go about my day, and if the paper towel sticks to the handle, it doesn't matter because I'm going to grind that off anyway, and I can just clean up any of the grinds on here. I can do some sharpening or whatever. It's not 100% necessary right now.
It showed that there are a lot of Damascus today with Jaime Mano's there.
Looks like he is setting some handle scales.
Mostly Damascus. I like doing it because you tend to get a little bit more bang for the buck. People pay more for the Damascus, and also when you're done polishing a monosteel blade, you're done. When you're done polishing a Damascus blade, then you dip it in acid and magic happens. So things to have in the back of your head if ever you have to make knives or swords in a hurry. I don't know why you would, but if you would, you can. You need to have some rules of thumb in the back of your head. Things like a handle is generally speaking 4 inches long. Don't need more than that. If you got a handle that's 4, it just fits in your hand, and that's nice. You can have maybe a touch extra back here, but about 4 inches is just about right. About an inch by about 1.25 inches.
So we're going to come over here to the iron and a hat. So there's also a silent auction. That's pretty cool. So I'll show you some of the stuff, but not anything else, hopefully.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that people come to later.
So an iron and a hat, you basically put a ticket inside of the bin, and then it's like a raffle. So it's a little bit on the smaller side of a area on the conference, but there's quite a few people here. So yeah. I saw this earlier today. This is really cool. It's a pile of antlers. Look at all those. So many bucks and the antlers. Curious if they hunted them or if they all fell off. Probably a hunting. So yeah, a well down there. Really cool. And they've got like a whole pulley system to get it up and down. So I've got a few interviews that we're gonna have, or that I still need to do, and so we'll post a whole bunch of that on I'll post a whole bunch of that on the YouTube later on, and check that out. That is an amazing train. That is really cool. So yeah, we're gonna come on back around. They have a few other really cool areas that I want to show you guys. This way, they have, this is more for the event space than the like conference itself, but they have a whole shed of just farming equipment and that like old style farming equipment. It's really neat, so I'll probably show you that, guys. And I'm sorry, a few people that I had lined up were not where they were a little bit busy. So unfortunately, I had a couple more stops, but we'll probably keep on working. This is actually kind of really neat. Look at these guys, these pieces of equipment. So they got thrashers and tractor bits, plows, lots of different kinds of thrashers. And that is the train. It's not that far away. It's just beyond the tree line over there. And so, yeah. But yeah, I'm curious if any of these pieces of equipment are modern enough that maybe like Bluesy has used them or anything like that. That would be an interesting question. So yeah. So I know we're a little bit on the shorter side today. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't have much else to show you guys. I mean, like I said, a couple of the people, but I honestly, I don't know if you guys are even like hearing me. So hopefully you are. I will take a look at the the VOD when I get back to the van, and we will figure that out. If you guys can hear me, because clearly I can't see chat. So normally they pop up and I can read them, but I'm not really seeing any chat. So I apologize for the length of this stream, but yeah. Well, there is another tractor shed, it looks like, over there. Let's check that out. See about. This is over by the parking lot, so I'm trying not to show the license plates because, you know, that wouldn't be cool. So this is that other side of that shed. Oh. Look at all them classic signs. It's really cool. Look at all them tractors in there. So cool. Lucy, if you watch this, you'll have to tell me if there are any of those that you have worked on, or if you know how to fix them. Those are the old style tractors. And it's behind a fence, so yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And I know that it was a little bit on the quiet side, and I didn't have as many interviews as I'd like, but I will have plenty for you to watch from this event on the YouTube channel. And yeah, so thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And I'm not entirely sure how to raid off on this because I don't have any chat. So I think I'm just going to stop the stream. So thank you so much, and we will see you again on Wednesday. So thank you so much. Bye.